Hey, good morning. It's Edna Keep here with Free Coaching Friday. And today we're going to talk about some of the opportunities that have been presented to me in the last little while that I'd like to go over with some of you. I know I hear people saying all the time, oh, I can't find any deals. I can't find any deals. I can't find something that's cash flowing. And then this is from the people who know how to determine cash flow. So I want to talk to you about some of the opportunities that have come across my desk, some of the opportunities that my mastermind group has, some of the opportunities that my 90 days to 5K students are going to get, and then some of the opportunities that the people in the Joint Venture Secrets group is going to get. So stay tuned. We're going to go into that in a little bit. Just want to take a few minutes so we can let people get on, because I know it always takes a few minutes for everyone to get on. Beautiful Friday here in Regina. Just trying to decide if it's lake weather or what. We've got a grad this weekend. One of my husband's, I guess it'd be considered cousin's kids. Their youngest is graduating this year, and I think the grad stuff all happens today, and then they're having a family party tomorrow, so it's always fun to get the families together for stuff like that. So big opportunities coming up, and I really want to be able to talk to you guys about that so you know what you're looking for. Congratulations to those of you that went through the 5-day challenge. I hope you got good value out of that. I did get a lot of good feedback that was just what they needed to get the kick in the pants to get moving, that they know that there's opportunities out there, but they're just not they're not doing the work that needs to be done to get those opportunities. And that brings me into my topic today and why I decided to talk about that. So what we're finding is the opportunities that are coming to us right now in the apartment building world are buildings that are higher vacancy. They need some work. They're maybe not as pretty as people like us would live in, and that sort of thing. Now, we are getting vendor takebacks. We're finding, I just got offered 2 deals yesterday, 100% vendor financing, including an assumable mortgage. Now, the price per door is decent, but what happens in the apartment building world is the prices really don't drop a whole lot. I think the best I've seen in a market right now is $96,000 a door, and one of the ones that we just bought that is really nice is $120 a door. Now the difference between the $96 a door and the $120 a door is the $120 a door building is full, so all the units are fully leased, and there's no work to be done in there. It's all renovated really nicely, excellent location, and we got it for $120 a door. We've been able to secure CMHC financing, which if you can do that, you've been confirmed that you've got a really good deal. And we got it with 15% down, and we're easily able to raise the capital for that deal. Now, when I say we, it's my students and I working on this stuff together. So that's one of our sweet spots that we just had. Some of the other deals that we're getting that are going to be really good deals long term. Maybe some people wouldn't see them as a great deal right now because there's work involved. Again, to talk a little bit about the team, but last December we took on a 12 unit. The how old is the building Raheem's asked? I believe that one is 1968. So a little bit older, but solid brick building, very well maintained, new windows, doors, that sort of thing. So we've done well with it. anyway, the some of the deals we're getting are new deals where builders have got themselves in trouble, and we've been able to come in and just buy it as a full apartment building. Again, high vacancy, so there's work that has to be done. It just doesn't, everything doesn't always happen easy. Now we've got a team where some of the people are high energy, totally willing to do the work that is involved in order to be able to get these buildings up and running and getting them so that we're able to finance them through CMHC, which is always our ultimate goal. And the reason is less investor capital, more properties we can buy. They have longer amortization schedules, lower interest rates. We love working with CMHC if we can. Other properties that we're getting across our desk are, vendors are just tired of the game. They want to move. They've got other properties, maybe in BC, wanting to move away. Their families all situated in another part of the country, and high vacancy. So again, that one was full vendor take back. And it doesn't just, you don't just get to say, hey, can I have a vendor take back and it's done. It's explaining how that's going to work for them, working with them to really get their needs met. They offered some vendor take back at the beginning, but didn't really understand how that could work. And after working with our team, are able to really make things work. Vendor take back, assumable financing, existing financing till a certain date. The lady was really looking for some income to help her offset her expenses where she's going to be living. We were able to do all that, help her out. Hey, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining. Got a good crowd getting on here. Good morning, Raheem, Amanda, Judy. Good morning, John. Welcome. Okay, awesome. So I hope you're learning lots here. Another one that we've got across our desk just recently is, again, very, very high vacancy. The building's run down. The person who owns it just wants out. He just wants out. He's willing to offer, again, 100% financing. This is how it comes to me. It doesn't always come to you guys because people don't know who you are. But it comes to me and it's like, okay, 212 units, run down, but amazing price per door, in a growing community in Saskatchewan, and it just needs some work. So if the fellow does 100% financing and we assume the mortgages, we need to raise capital to do the repairs and maintenance. The buildings, I think they do have some vacancies. They did tell us that the vacancies are just because they're doing renovations in them and they're already spoken for. So the rents aren't high, but sometimes you just need to keep it like that, and there's nothing wrong with that. You get in, you do the work, you put the money up front. We fully expect that we'll refinance these out within the next year and get CMHC financing on them. You've got to get the building up to snuff. That's where the work comes in. That's where the team comes in, because you know what? I don't do that work. I don't go out and renovate. I have team members that go out and renovate. Sometimes they're paid team members. Sometimes they're joint venture partners. So if I have somebody on here who's interested in stuff like that, reach out to me because I can show you how it's done. This is where your sweat equity comes in, and you can start working on in some capacity. These are the kind of people you need as team members. These are the kind of people that we look for when we're looking for team members. High energy, people who've got the time to get the work done. That would be things from filling the buildings, knowing how to network with tenants, knowing how to bring tenants in, and then keep those tenants happy. That's a great team member that we're looking for. And Raheem, yes, I do actually have one on my desk right now in Edmonton that we're looking at as well. Where are you from? Because I do get people reaching out to me and they've got properties in different areas, but we don't have the team members in those areas. We'd work with the proper team members once they're trained, how I want them to be trained, of course. We look in all areas of Canada because we now own properties in Manitoba and Saskatchewan. We are buying our first commercial property in Calgary on August 1st. I don't know that I would like Toronto. Toronto is overpriced, but there's areas in Ontario that I would definitely buy in. But I need the partners on the ground doing the work for me, because I'm not real familiar with the whole Ontario area. I know what I'm looking for when I'm looking for buildings. Toronto is out of our price range. So is Vancouver. Their prices are just absolutely crazy. And I do think that it has to correct. I don't buy for appreciation. It's wonderful when it happens, but I buy for cash flow and mortgage pay down. And that's why we really like the little bit older buildings, maybe a B grade, C grade building, there was some potential to increase the value of the property, because if we can buy it, put investor capital in either for a short period of time, either give them equity ownership or straight interest, whatever they're looking for, refinance out, and then recycle that money. That's what we're looking at doing. That's powerful. We've got team members who work really well together. We've got some senior guys that have got great net worth. They've got the experience. They know, yeah, you might need to book your ticket to Saskatchewan. Well, you know what? We have money coming into Saskatchewan from across Canada and the US because they see our numbers here. So don't laugh too loud, because I know people from Ontario and Toronto, we have different groups that come into our area. And they talk to people about buying real estate. They're good at marketing. They draw the crowds. They put on events. And they talk about fix and flips, how they're gonna, finance them, all this kind of stuff. And then, they disappear. And after they've collected your money, they go. And one of the things that I laugh at is they actually stand at the front of the room and say stupid things like this. One day we might invest in Saskatchewan too. Well, you know what? You keep your damn money where you are. I don't care. We know what kind of bargains we're getting in this province. You go ahead and buy your $250,000, $300,000 condos, 400 square foot condos in Toronto for $250,000. I think you're crazy, but whatever. Everyone has their own opinion, right? And I'm just teasing. I don't know if too many. I do know people that are still doing that. They're buying pre-sold condos. Wow, I think that's like the highest risk investment that you can buy. But that's again my opinion. So anyway, the deals that we're finding are deals that need work in most cases. That we do have one that we just bought that needed no work, perfect location, got the CMHC financing quickly even, which was so nice. But most of the ones that we're finding need some work. Now, here's another thing. So that's multifamily mostly. This is an opportunity that I'm seeing with some of my current joint venture partners right now. Some of them, their life has changed since we became joint venture partners 5, 6, 7 years ago. And you know what? I've got lots of properties, and not that we're stopping, but we're looking at different stuff. We're looking at different ways. We've got some huge opportunities in front of us that it's just coming my way, and I absolutely love it. Some of it's helping finance land development. Some of it's helping develop condos and townhouses in cities. And again, it's just financing opportunities for us, but it's a way for us to make good money. We're looking at buying a great big office building outside the country, different stuff like that. We're looking at land development play. Not that we're going to develop the land, but we've got it. We've got some good numbers coming in on it. Anyway, we're getting lots of opportunities that we're going to explore. Some of the smaller opportunities are stuff that we're offering out to our students. So anyway, the joint venture partners, some of them circumstances have changed. And when that happens, we offer them to buy us out. We have lots of deals on the go. They maybe only have 1 or 2 or 3 deals with us. and their circumstances have changed. We're okay with that. It doesn't mean that we're locked in together forever and ever and ever. We have some opportunities where again, some of our partners have gone on to bigger things, haven't been paying enough attention to their up-down duplexes, offering vendor financing for stuff like that as well. So like I said, if some of you people are interested in some of those kind of deals, reach out to me, because there's vendor financing, which means little of your own money into the deal. The biggest thing is being able to qualify for the financing, or like I teach my students, getting someone else to qualify for the financing, and then you get to do whatever your skill set is best at. Does that make sense? Is that making sense to some of you people? Some of the other things that we're finding is, we've owned some condos for years that have been good to us. Not excellent cash flow properties, but when we started, we were scared. We were scared of everything. We were scared of tenants, we were scared of roofs, we were scared of furnaces. So we thought, well, we'll buy a condo, and then that'll be the problem of the condo association, and we won't have to worry about it, right? They also offered a what was it called? Like a rental pool or something like that. Yeah, rental pool. And at first we thought, well, that's just perfect. They will, they'll even take care of renting our properties and all that kind of stuff. Now, what happened is once I actually looked into it deeper, and the rents that they were collecting in the rental pool was about $750. And very quickly, I was realizing that I could get a lot more rent than that. That was back in 2007, we purchased those. And to this day, we've never collected a small $750,000 on those properties. I think the minimum on the one bedroom is like $999 or something like that. Condos like that they've always been pretty popular for us. They've got outside entrances, and they're just nice. My daughter lived in them when we first owned them. I think I told you that story. And anyway, we're looking at bigger and better things. We'd be open to vendor financing some of those. We go through the numbers with you so that you totally understand. I've got spreadsheets of everything we've ever did on those properties, and the expenses are minimal. What else? We have one investor partner who has to make a basement suite legal and just does not have the time to be looking after it. Just came up. She told me to mention it to the students. If somebody who's handy wants to legalize this basement suite, she'd be open to a joint venture or something. So again, we'll, Rahim, book a strategy call. This is the kind of stuff I love to share with people. What else do we got? Some of our houses are just cash flowing so amazingly. We'll just probably never sell them. And sometimes it doesn't seem like there's any rhyme or reason for why cash flows so much better than others. For example, there's one house that we have that we actually used to live in, that we just cash flow that like crazy. Over $1,000 a month. Does not matter what's going on. We've had the odd vacancy, maybe a month here and there. Great area, a nice big lot. We liked living there. We liked our neighbors. We liked everything about it. That's while we were building our acreage. Another one just on the outskirts of the hood, again, routinely pays us $1,000 a month. That's what helps us with our lifestyle, right? So there's a few we'd never sell. But there are some that we haven't attracted the best tenants, and I don't know why. Sometimes they just seem to turn over higher. Well, those are the ones that we'd be interested in selling, perhaps, and offering vendor financing. I think with some of them, what they need is a little bit more hands-on. Somebody who can. I don't even know. Who knows? But it's some opportunities that we have. If somebody's looking at stuff like that, reach out to me, and we'll get something happening. What time is it here? Okay, so what else do we have an opportunity on? Okay, so one of the other things that I'm working on right now is we've been taking a business buying course. Now there are apparently many businesses out there. How many? What did the guy tell me this morning? Where's my notes? There are more than 3 million businesses for sale in Canada and the US in the under $20 million range. We want to start buying businesses. Another great way to improve your cash flow, great way to get cash flow coming in. And we can buy those with none of our own money. Again, what we're looking for is we want to build a team who wants to do that together. I believe that certain people are going to be better at finding those deals, and I can show people how to find them. Just, I don't have time to be searching for a lot of stuff. We're looking for people who are interested in running those businesses throughout Canada and US. We're looking for people who've got expertise in certain areas that we don't. And because we've got a team of people that started, so there's 4 or 5 of us already interested in doing this. Good net worths, good business experience where we would qualify for getting businesses like that maybe a young person wouldn't, but they've got the skill set that we need to be getting those businesses. So those are some of the things that we're finding, that we're offering, and that we're looking for, because as with any business, any real estate transaction, I've always said, I'd rather own 25% of 4 buildings than 100% of one. My skill set is not managing the tenants. My skill set is not doing the day-to-day books. My skill set is bringing in investors. My skill set is analyzing those buildings. I know how to make them work. I know how to keep expenses down. I don't like to be the one doing that. I'm not the one who's out bargain shopping, but I know how to make that done. I know what we're looking for in expenses. I know how to get that done. I know how to strategize to just have a good, solid business. I've got the systems in place. We've got the team in place. We've got people doing that kind of stuff. But real estate investing and business, in most cases, is not a one-man show. You need other people with other strengths to do that kind of stuff. Can you imagine owning businesses in technology, manufacturing, business to business? What are some of the others? Engineering, retail, professional services, legal, accounting, manufacturing, telecommunications, information technology. Now, I'm not an expert in all of those, but if we have the right team members, we can do deals like that together. How it generally works is there is a board of directors, which I would be on, and some of my other business partners. There would be a managing partner. There would be somebody who brings the deal to the table, and everybody gets a piece of that action. And again, not looking at buying one business. We're looking at buying several. So we need people to head up those businesses. We need people with the skill sets to head up those businesses. We can find them. The common denominator in these businesses for sale, Raheem, is that they're mostly one-man shows. And when I mean that, I mean is there's one person or maybe a couple brothers or something, couple sisters running the show. They've never systematized their business to make it sellable. And they come to the end of their time when they are able to work and produce, and they're making good money. The business is making good money. They might even have a management team in place that's basically running the whole thing, but they want out. They don't want to do it anymore. Their health is maybe gone. Maybe sometimes it's divorce situations, but they haven't systematized the business to make it sellable. That's actually where we can come in, because we're good at systematizing stuff. We know the stuff that has to be put in place to systematize for making businesses like that sell. So we might only own that business for 5 years, but be able to put all the systems in place to make it sellable, so then we can sell it. Where these people are having a hard time selling it because they've never done that. So that's the biggest thing. Under $20 million value. and cash flow between 500,000 a million a year. So I mean, nothing small potatoes about this stuff, guys. There is opportunities. We just have to do it together, because like I said, it's not something people can do with one skill set. You have to be able to do it together. 3 million businesses for sale. I think every one of you could find something that you'd be really good at. Do these business gets, you know what? The businesses get sold, Raheem, with no money out of your pocket. It's taking over that business, maybe refinancing some of the internal assets to pay out the owner, maybe pay the owner out of the cash flow, very similar to real estate. Pay the owner out of the cash flow so that they get part of it, and then you still be able to do whatever, and we can make the business better, make it sellable. We can do add-ons, different stuff like that. So yeah, it is very interesting, isn't it, Judy? Like I said, this is why I wanted to talk to you about opportunities today, because I know some of you on here have not been through my 90-day to 5K course, but that's one of the things I talk about in my mindset module, is expanding your mind to the possibilities out there, because so many of us don't even know what's available. Like, you know what? Up until December, I didn't know about this business buying opportunity, and I've been studying it, I've been paying attention, but you know what? I have not had the time to search for the businesses. So again, I need partners. I need people who can work with me to do this kind of stuff. So yeah, again, business buying opportunities, none of your own money. I love it. And then guess what? That asset, again, is getting paid off by the customers, not by you. No money out of your pocket to pay down those business assets. Isn't that powerful? I think that's so powerful. Christopher's asking if he can get the deal analysis sheet again. I see Chandel just joined me, so she'll probably put a link to that here. Yeah, that deal analysis sheet is just powerful. So many people, it just able to show them in 10 minutes whether a deal's worth doing. So yeah, get it. And hey, good morning, Tyler. How are you? And you know, Tyler, I'm going to brag about Tyler here for a few minutes, because this is so exciting. Are you okay if I share the news you shared with me the other day, Tyler? Sometimes it just takes a few minutes for the response to come up. But we've had a lot of success stories in our 90-day. Thanks, Tyler. In our 90-day to 5K program, and when they send me the emails and stuff telling me what they're up to, like, I just get goosebumps. I'm so excited for them, and it's just so powerful. So, and I'll share something with you, Tyler, that you probably didn't even know. So Tyler took my 90-day to 5K program, and I know he wants to upgrade to the mastermind, but he's got a new baby on the way. They're renovating their house right now. And I know just from getting to know him the bit that we did through the homework and a couple times personally, he's going to be a great mastermind member. And just because of the way his mind worked on this is going to show you why he's a great mastermind member. So his father-in-law approached and was wanting to sell the family cabin because he needed the cash, and he wanted to sell it. And so Tyler's wife says, "Okay, real estate expert, what can you tell me?" So he coached her, and they ended up with a family cabin with none of their own money. Now, the father-in-law did not understand vendor financing, so Tyler and his wife, I'm sorry, I forget her name, were able to teach him. And he said, "Wow, I didn't even know I could do that." So the vendor financing, just to remind you guys, is when the seller holds the financing. So Tyler and his wife found out what the father-in-law is looking for, and he said, "You know what, I just don't want all the expenses of a cabin anymore." I'm not sure of his age, but lots of times what happens is as people get up in age, they don't want the work involved with the cabin, but they want to keep it in the family. That's important to them, you know. And so they creatively did this deal, which they said, Tyler said, if he hadn't been through my 90-day to 5K course, it wouldn't happen. So it looks like the whole family's happy. Father-in-law's happy. Tyler and his wife are happy. They get to take over the family cottage. And yeah, it might cost them some money over time because it's not a cash flowing asset. That's something that Tyler pointed out to me. But the fulfillment of being able to take on the family cottage is absolutely powerful, isn't it, Tyler? Like, I bet you just feel amazing how you're able to help your father-in-law out, for one thing. Isn't that awesome? So that creative thinking is something I highly encourage, because there's so many ways to get a deal done with none of your own money up front. And if you can learn that, absorb it, and then start practicing it, the sky's the limit. It's absolutely the limit. So I'm going to tell you my story. So we have a cottage, and guess what? We got it with no money down and none of our own money. The friends of ours were selling it. My husband said, you know what, I've always wanted a cottage. I'm not a really big cottage person. I could care less. I always thought I'd just rather go places and stay in a hotel so people are feeding me and cleaning my room and stuff like that. That's my idea. It's a little bit different. But he liked the idea of having a place where we could put our boat and different stuff like this. So when the couple approached us and said, okay, so we've decided we're going to sell our cottage. And their story is that they go to Phoenix every winter for like 6 months. Their father owned it. He died recently, so they didn't feel the need to keep it in the family anymore. A lot of the other family members have their own cottages. And and you know what? They were our go-to friends. It's 30 minutes out of the city. And whenever we'd have time, because with us, we're always so busy and it's last minute, it's like, oh my God, it's a beautiful day, let's go to the lake. And so we'd phone up our friends, Marge and Gary, and we'd say, hey, can we come to the lake? And they'd say, yeah, sure, and we'd take the boat or whatever, and we'd go hang out with them for the day. So now it's us on the cottage, and lots of times when we go out and say, hey, we're going to the cottage, you want to come and join us for the day? Marja and I went out on Sunday with two of my girls. Warren was away and her husband was away, and we hung out on the deck and drank beer while our girls were swimming. And so she got to enjoy her own cottage, but she doesn't have any of the expenses of the cottage anymore, and we're making payments to them, so it works really, really good. We were actually working on a deal where she's got some extra shares in that building for making this deal happen. So yeah, Tyler, it's absolutely true, and I guess I've never shared that with you before, but yeah, that's how we got our cottage too. And like Tyler says, it's worth more than money to my in-laws. Absolutely it is. First of all, they didn't want that cottage to go outside the family. They didn't. They wanted it to stay in the family. That's important to a lot of people. These businesses that I talk about, the number one motivation when these business owners are getting to this point in their lives that they want out, they probably don't have any family members that want to take over for different reasons, just maybe not the interest and stuff. They've got a lot of loyalty to the employees that have been working with them for years and years and years. They don't want to just shut down the business. Do you know that it takes more time, energy, and cost to shut down a business than it does to give it away? Isn't that amazing? I didn't know that before. So that, again, is that's the opportunity for us that a lot of people just don't realize. They have a loyalty. They want to keep these people gainfully employed. And these people have gotten to be friends of theirs for years and years and years. And they just have some business acumen that they were really good at what they did, but couldn't make the business saleable. Does that make sense? And sometimes if they try to sell those businesses, competition will come in and actually steal all their clients, all their suppliers, different stuff like that. And again, that's one of the reasons why they don't want to put it out to the public that their business is for sale. So we find these people and their strategies to do that, and we rescue them. It's the same thing with our real estate. A lot of times these deals we're getting, we're rescuing those people. We're helping them out. And you know what, Tyler, your in-laws are going to be able to enjoy that cottage without the pain of having to look after it and all that kind of stuff. And no, Raheem, these are not franchises. There's no franchise fees. I know it seems hard to believe because, like I said, up until December, I didn't know about this opportunity, but I've studied with this fellow. He's out of UK. I'm studying with him now. I'm doing a 10-day challenge with him, and I'm looking for people who will do this. Now, I did have the guy do a webinar for me. I want to run the same type of business he's running in the US and UK, and he has a few people in Canada, but I want to do kind of what he's doing, except of course he's way better at it than I am, but he also doesn't offer the opportunity that I do, because he's just trying to teach people his ways, and there's no partnership opportunities. And again, I think the partnership opportunities are what's huge. Well, Judy, we'll definitely stay in touch, and you're in my course, so you'll hear more about it too. So yeah, lots of opportunities. So any other questions about any of this kind of stuff? I'm just seeing what time it is. Oh gosh, it's 10:36. See how I can go on and on. I used to find Facebook Lives hard. Anyway, so I hope you liked Tyler's story. I love Tyler's story. I was just tickled when I seen that happen. And you know what? I've had other stories like that this week. I don't know if everybody was just wanting to give Edna a boost because she was sick, but I got a nice bottle of wine and thank you note from one of my mastermind students because of the 12 unit they just closed on with my help. I got this nice email from Tyler who apparently had sent it to me a couple weeks, but it went to a wrong email address, so I just got it this week when I was sick, so it just gave me a boost. Another one I got is one of my students in the 90 Day to 5K program got a property under management, under contract. Again, with my help, he was not getting information from the realtor he was asking for. I put him in touch with our realtor. She's a pit bull. She knows how to get that, and darn, they've got it under contract. I had another student reach out to me. She says, can I have that guy's number, because I got money to invest and no place to put it, so maybe there's a partnership gonna come. Who was the other one that reached out to me? Oh, and then another 90 Day student reached out. Now, they've invested with us with one of our apartment buildings with some of the other students, but they were working on 12 unit building, and they were quite excited. They had met with one of the masterminder potentials that I'm working with right now, another very, very smart realtor, and they were analyzing a property because they said they might get it under contract, and I believe they told me they got a duplex in the meantime. Anyway, all this great news this week, so I was very, very excited to hear all that. I love getting the success stories from my students. It just tickles me pink. Tickles me pink. And pink shirt today. So again, thank you very much for listening. Great questions, great feedback. I'm glad I got some interest here. So reach out to me and let's do this together. And Raheem, yeah, if you've got something in Toronto area that you think might be of interest, first of all, you should get into my program because I don't believe you've signed up yet. I really work much better with people who are in my programs because and this is why I want to work with people who understands my systems. I do. I know how to get buildings. I know how to analyze them. I know how to run them. I know how to systematize them. I know how to get joint venture partners. I know how to treat joint venture partners. And if I know that you're doing things the way that I want them done, and you bring a good deal, you never ever know what's going to happen. I do raise money primarily with my mastermind members, but who knows, if you get a good enough deal, it totally makes sense for you to become a mastermind member. So if you're not in the program, get in the program. You're my favorite candidates because I know that you know now, and if you're not, I have no idea. And how I know is by the homework that you send in to me that I go through. When you send it in, I know if you're a good candidate, if you're somebody I'd like to work with. There's certain things I'm looking for consistently. Ethics is one of them. Integrity is a big one. And I'm wanting to hear that people are okay with putting the investors first, because sometimes you don't always make the money right up front. And if you're okay with building long-term wealth by taking care of your investors, then you're somebody I'd want on my team. Okay, so who else do I got out of here? Judy's interested. Tyler, thank you, Raheem. It's my turn to get a building under contract soon. Yes, Ion, let's get that homework done. Because I know you're in the 90 Day to 5K program, but I haven't seen any of your homework yet. And I know why. I know you've been busy. But let's get you a building. Absolutely. I've got stuff in Saskatoon. I've got stuff in Edmonton. I've got stuff in other parts of Saskatchewan and Regina. So let's get these buildings under contract. I need some worker bees who will work with me and do the stuff I don't want to do. So thanks again very much for listening. We've got more opportunities that we can shake a stick at, people. If you want to be involved, let's get you in my program and get doing something. Chris says, I'm going to look at a 4-plex in Medicine Hat Monday. Awesome. Good for you, Chris. Lots going on in Medicine Hat right now. So I think you'll enjoy it. So good for you. Let me know how that goes for you. And if you need any help with your analyzing. Okay, well, I'm going to sign off. It's 11:15, I think, something like that. And I will see you all on Mindset Monday. And for those of you that are in the Mindset Mastery course, which a lot of the 90-day students have included in their program, the live Q&A is tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. CST, noon EST. And if you don't have the link, reach out to me and ask for it. I think most of you have got my email addresses. You're on my email list. And I do it as a Zoom, so we can see each other's faces. It's kind of cool. It's really nice. And let me know what's going on in your life. Let me know what mindset challenges that you're overcoming, what mindset challenges that are still there. And let me see if I can help you. I'd love to be able to help you. Okay, bye for now.